Kat, and this is Let's Talk Reality. Today we'll be talking about a topic that most of you guys are dealing with or have dealt with. Can you be in love with two people at the same time? I don't know. We're getting other people's opinion as well as ourselves and seeing how other people answer that question.
And on a more serious note, we're going to also discuss the Mike Brown and the Eric Garner and the two fallen police officers and what can we do to change our perception and our way of thinking moving forward.
And what better place to do it than the local most popular barbershop, the Cutting Room. Let's go.
Today's topic is, can one person be in love with two people at the same time?
Well, what you think?
No, I don't think that's possible. I think the problem is that a lot of people never been in love. So I think that's the problem. I think they think they're in love,
Right.
but they just love that person. That's it. They're not in love.
They think they're in
because
love.
when you're in love, all you can think about is that one person.
That one person.
So that's the problem. Some people don't know that they're not in love.
A lot of people, when they use this, they think they're in love.
That's
Every
right.
time they use this, they're in love.
Right.
A lot of people's like that.
It's like a lust
Every
phase.
time they get a nut, I'm in love her.
Yeah, and once that's gone, as men, we realize we don't love her. But you know,
Right, the honeymoon phase.
Right.
It's basically lust.
but I just think some people don't know the difference, and that's the problem.
Right.
Because when you're in love, all that's gonna go out the window.
Right.
Only thing you're gonna think about is that one person. So
Take too much energy to love two people.
I mean, let's be real. There's a lot of people out here. I know personally a lot of people that come up to me. I'm in a situation. I'm in love with two people. They done cheated. You know what I'm saying? Like, keeping it real. They done cheated and got caught up. And it's like, damn, I love this person because of the way this person treats me. And I love this person because I've been with them so long and they've been treating me like this. But, you know, me personally, I feel like it's just the whole honeymoon phase with the second person.
the whole thing is like, if you're really in love, right? If you try to cheat, this is how you know you're really in love. When you go to cheat, the guilt kicks in. You feel guilty, and you might not be able to perform at your highest, at your best because you're thinking about the other person.
That's a fact.
And that's how you know you're in love now.
Look,
Like you seen the movie Boomerang. He tried to sleep with
That didn't work.
what's her name?
that didn't work.
Um,
That crazy
What's her
lady.
name? The skinny
Robin
joint.
Givens.
Robin Givens. He couldn't sleep with her because he was thinking about Halle Berry.
Right.
And that's how you know you're in love.
And age, people is even bypassing that. Like they probably feeling the guilt. Yeah, they feel the guilt because as humans we feel guilt. But at the same time, they still going in, and then they get caught up.
Well, just because they let's say they fall victim to their carnal desires, it doesn't mean that they don't love though. They're not in love. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we just make mistakes, and we regret those mistakes. What we got to do is just acknowledge the mistake and fix it and move on.
Sam believes about that, you know what I mean? Because what he's saying is absolute fact, but there's people out there that do feel like you can fall in love with two people at the same time, you know what I'm saying? It's always something different that somebody has and somebody else doesn't. You know what I mean? Not because it don't happen on purpose. It just happens.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because just because you did it don't mean that you.
And it's not saying that
You know what I mean?
right.
Like,
not saying that it's right.
You know, just because I did it don't mean that I wanted to do it.
Right.
It's just like, man.
And it's
You know what I'm saying?
But you
Something
started
different.
it.
And then you know where it be a problem at? When you start to spend more time with that person.
Right.
Opposed to just, you know what I mean? Because if you're in love and you spending time with somebody else, that's kind of impossible to do.
That's a red
You know
flag.
what I'm saying? That's a red flag.
Real quick on that, what's going on is you're probably a person could be having trouble in their marriage or whatever the case may be, and they're looking, you know, they trying to go other places because they're stressed.
That's exactly.
So they go and get a side joint.
This
And
is
the one guy
exactly.
he's going to go to the side
It's
joint
because
she's a
something's
side
not-
joint. And she's only getting the good part. You only getting the good part.
But for you to have to feel like you got to go seek the difference, you know what I'm saying? You got to first fix what's going on in your household first, because if you don't fix that, then that leaves the door open for a nigga to feel like, you know what? I don't want to go home and bullshit tonight. I'm going over here where she don't argue with me, or you know what I'm saying? And that shit happens. You start to chill with somebody else, You know what I mean? When you're in love with somebody, you start to split. You're in love, just because you're in love, that ain't, you gonna in your relationships no matter what it is. But when you're in love and you start to shit like that, like shift, because you want to argue with me, I don't want to argue, I want to go somewhere else and be around somebody that don't argue all fucking day. You understand what I'm saying? It becomes a problem to your relationship because now I'm not around my wife because she always want to argue and fight. Now I'm around this new chick who I don't really know like that, but she making me feel good for the moment. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know my girl. I know my wife. I know how she is. She want to argue. I'm not with it. But this chick right here, right now, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? And that's where, you know what I'm saying? You start to, that's where you start to go because now you're putting in too much time now. Now, if you don't do that, you might as well just leave. Who you with?
Whose job is it to fix the home?
For both people.
It takes, but a lot of men, put it on the female. A lot of men don't have it. It takes two. Right, but a lot of men.
It's going to take both of them to fix the problem.
A lot of times it's lack of communication.
That's the main thing in relationships.
It's one
A lack of
person,
communication.
and then it's another person like, hey,
I think she's arguing with me. When she's not arguing with me, she's just trying to communicate to me.
Right.
But I'm viewing it as you arguing with me back and forth because I don't want to meet you halfway. You know what I'm saying? We have to meet each other halfway. That's just the bottom line. A relationship is not a dictatorship. It's not a That's what compromisation is about. Doing something that you don't want to do.
But
And
to
a lot
make
of
her
times we
happy,
don't do that.
or to make him happy, if that's
A lot of times we as men don't do that.
But how about when you do? And the other one is just on some real, you know what?
But that's
because niggas do try.
But it takes
No, and females try too.
And that's a fact.
Females try
That's
too.
a
Like
fact.
we
Women, I give it to y'all because y'all deal with the most. You know what I'm saying? Because
we expect it
you know.
from a man.
But don't think in one inch of your mind that we don't deal with y'all either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but at the same time, let me tell you, at the same time, us as females, you men, like, it's expected for us to deal with the why? Because you men say, you know what, if you was to be there, like, just hang in there. I hear a lot of my friends, like, male friends say, well, I ended up with the side joint because she ended up staying there through hard times and all that. That be the main stuff that men say.
You said what?
I hear a lot of men say that they end up with the side chick because she was the one that stood there through thick and thin.
But see, we don't know what love is when we do that. When we do that, we're confused. You understand? We're confused. So we're with the woman just because she stood there through thick and thin. Man, it's more to a relationship than all of that.
Yeah, facts.
Experience long, fruitful relationships. You know, we just have to meet each other halfway. The main thing is communication. And we can't think with our emotions, man, and react to our emotions.
Well, I feel the same way you feel about it, you know what I mean? I just feel like, communication is everything, you know what I mean? But everybody don't communicate well. Everybody don't deal with things the same way as others, you know what I mean? Some people might deal with it by walking out. I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm going to walk out, but that's not always the right way to go about things. So, communicating and two people, when they ever coming together and understanding each other, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got to come to some type of grounds of understanding in a relationship. And once that's laid down, things will never be perfect, but it'll be a lot better than than it's supposed to be, than it is. You know what I mean?
The problem is everybody's looking for perfection. There's no such thing as perfection. And once you realize that, you know what I'm saying, then if you're going through a little situation with your wife or whatever, you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all communicate or whatever. Don't try to go outside the box and try to and look for a side joint to make you feel better because things are not going well at home. Because the side joint could turn out to be worse than the one you with. You know what I'm saying? You find out later, when you get to really know her, that she's worse than your wife.
You wishing you should have stayed with
you gotta be with the person that you can deal with their BS. You can deal with her BS. Everybody got BS with them. So if you can deal with her BS, that's the person you need to be with. Because everybody has BS. Don't look for perfection.
That tells you a lot about somebody that will mess with you if you're in a relationship. That give the same way you get them, it's the same way you lose them.
Right.
You know, it's just a waste of time
Show
to me.
I'm more with that.
There's been plenty of times like women came on me, I shut them down. Like I'm going through my BS now, but we're not gonna go in.
Okay, because of what's been going on over the last year with the Michael Brown and the Eric Gardner and then the 2 fallen police officers, like how can we change us as people, like our way of thinking, like moving forward when it comes to like police officers, like and different.
One thing for sure, we can't do. We can't use violence against violence. That's not
Right.
That's
number one.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you.
Right, because there's so many angry people.
Everybody's angry.
Right, everybody's
why?
angry and they lashing
Why?
out.
Well, why?
Because they.
of the stuff that's going on.
Right,
Because nobody is getting held accountable for their wrong actions.
Okay,
And when
okay.
you, hold on, wait. When you do something, you supposed to be held accountable for what you do. You understand what I'm saying? So when I, as a brother, you know what I'm saying, do the same thing as this guy right here, sir, you kind sir.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We do the same crime.
Same crime.
But I go down and do time and he don't. Why?
They scared of us. Y'all gotta understand. They scared of our
Nah.
Wait,
They scared of who we was before.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You hear me,
So,
bro?
Right.
They scared of who we was before.
Can
We
I
need
ask you
to
a
be
question?
like that now.
Now.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Niggas ain't strong like they was back in the days, man.
Major,
You know what I'm saying? But when niggas start getting, pardon my language, when people, you know what I mean, like them officers and, you know what I mean,
Them
start getting held
so-called-
accountable for their actions,
That's
you know what I'm saying? Then shit is gonna change. And until
I agree with you
then, it's gonna be
100%.
chaos, man.
I
It's
agree
gonna
with
be
you
chaos.
100%.
We're gonna feel how we feel forever. Because
Forever.
them lives that got taken can never come back. They can never be brought back.
Never.
You understand?
You know, there's a new Black Panther Party out recruiting black kids, youth. It's getting to a point. It's really crazy, man.
Well, I
but
mean,
they're
Wait,
recruiting
can I ask
black
you a
youth.
question?
They're recruiting black youth not to educate them, but to make them soldiers, bro. Like it's
Okay,
crazy.
so now you gotta ask, is that
It's
right
crazy.
or wrong?
Wait,
to make
can
them
I ask a
soldiers? But go ahead.
question? Like, I don't believe it's senseless. I think, yes, it has a lot of racialness to do with it as far as why they do what they do. But at the same time, let me ask you something. If you was to get robbed and somebody got a gun, because remember, we all human, and you already know how, white people look at us. If you, let's say, if somebody random, another black man come up to you with a gun and tells you, give me your coat, are you gonna give him the coat?
Immediately.
Exactly.
You know why?
Because he got a
Because
gun.
He got a gun.
he got a gun.
Right.
And my mother
Huh.
always told me, like I know she told all of
Yes.
y'all parents,
Yup, give it to him.
get to
Buy
him. Know why? Because
So
it's
you
better
can get that.
to live now
Right.
to see another day
Right.
than to
So
die.
I'm glad
forever.
you said that, because this is the same thing with a cop. What, even though
No,
they
it's
have,
not.
hold on,
Wait,
hold on.
finish, bro.
Even though they should go by a certain law, but at the end of the day, they human, they racist, they all type, like, they have their own, right, they have their own thing.
Hold on.
No, leave her finish, bro. She ain't getting her
Wait.
point,
So if that person has a gun and is telling you, turn around, you're not gonna sit there and argue with a robber like, why are you doing this? Do what they say, argue with
Let me ask you a
it.
So why you arguing with the cop?
Let me
Why
ask
you
you-
arguing
Hold
with
on,
the cop?
hold on.
Is that your question?
Yeah.
Why
Why
would you
you
argue with
Right.
the cop?
That's your question.
Right.
Why
Hold
you
on, can I
so-
say, yo, right now you're I can't
I'm gonna tell
believe
you why I'm
said
gonna
that.
argue with the
Hold on,
cop.
Hold
Me
on.
personally, I'm gonna argue with the cop because it's protocol. If I'm walking down the street and I'm not committing a crime, you have absolutely nothing
right.
to say to me.
Nothing.
You don't have the right
That's a fact.
to tell me
That's a fact.
to turn around and put my hands behind my back or do whatever.
No,
you
he
don't,
If I'm
All right,
standing-
don't have.
if-
So if you tell me to do that, I'm not gonna comply.
Right.
That's a fact.
Okay, let
But
me
what
say
she
this.
said, I got to
I
say
got
something
you.
about
I
that.
got you. But
I
if
wasn't-
okay, for instance, if I'm standing in front of the barber shop, right? Now, if it's wrong for me to stand in front of the barber shop, that man got to come out there and tell me, yo, you can't stand in front of my barber shop.
Right.
Police officer can't run. Now, they say the guy was selling cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
Couple of days
Couple
prior.
of days prior. Why you didn't arrest him then?
Then, right.
So
Come back.
why would you come back with 4 or 5 other
Because
cops?
it was a premeditated situation.
Bang.
Because the dude,
Premeditated.
yeah, they knew what they wanted to do to that man from the gate.
From the jump.
Right,
You know what?
That's why.
I'm sick of
That's
this dude
why.
out here.
That's
We gonna
why.
harass him.
That's
He don't
why.
got nothing on him.
Right.
He a bitch. I think I can take him down, guys.
If I get more, but
And he
I'm
choked
not
him to
disagreeing.
death.
I'm not
Here's the thing.
disagreeing
choked
with
him
you.
to
That's
death.
why.
It's against the law
I think
to choke.
Yeah, it's against the law.
Yeah, the way they manhandle him.
Do not
Here's the thing
come
about
on.
that. Here's the other thing about
Where's
that.
the justice?
The coroner ruled his death a homicide. Why was he not?
There's nothing else to talk about.
Why didn't they bring charges on him? I'm gonna tell you, they didn't
All
bring
right.
charges on him because they said if we prosecute the
Police
police,
officer, everybody.
it'll be
gonna come
chaos
out.
and anarchy.
And yeah, everybody.
But
gonna
it's
come
like
out.
he said from the beginning, man. You have to be held accountable, man. These people
For
have
your
to be held accountable.
Right.
They have to be held.
They-
Them more so than anybody.
I think we need to do is we need to educate ourselves, educate our youth so that
Also,
we can
definitely.
be empowered.
Right.
Maybe we can get in office and we can start changing the
Right.
laws.
It starts with us.
Because
It
we can-
starts-
yeah, we can
it
change
starts
the law.
with us.
And that is the way how you do it.
Right, and that's why I
Yeah,
say
it
there's
starts
something
with
that
us.
can
Nobody-
be
We
done.
get our kids to get empowered and they can change the law
Right.
in favor for us. So these
Educate
cops can be
them.
held accountable for their
Right.
actions.
Right.
Who are in office in our community? People 9 times out of 10 that's not even from our community.
Right.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
And they don't know.
That's why, like, Mayor
That
de
was the jewel
Blasio
of the day.
is a good mayor because he can relate to what was going on with us
Right.
because he has black kids.
Yes, yeah.
And that's why the cops don't approve of him.
Right.
And we need more of those, and we need more black people in general. Even though he's not black, he can relate to what we're going.
Right.
Right,
He
because
has a
his
black
family
son.
is black.
Yeah, he
So
has
once
a
we
black
get in
side.
office, we can change what's going on. And that's
Right.
how we gotta do it. We gotta use our heads.
We relate.
We gotta
know
get in
what's
there
going on.
and become
Yeah.
the next, black president,
Right.
the next female black president, or officer, or be the next senator, or whatever, so we can change the laws ourselves.
And
We
it's
gotta
not
start
making it
using
no
our heads.
better.
We gotta
That-
start becoming police
But why,
officers and whatever we need to
a
become.
lot of people was angry with the police officers, and it doesn't make them right. But like, we kind of killing each other ourselves for senseless reasons, and
But
it's
like
been
that-
going on for
Right.
for years.
No, but that's the thing. Like, I don't think people are angry at NYPD in general. People are angry at the officers that have done the things they've done.
They got away with
But
it.
that
Like,
does not
it's-
make
we
an
know.
excuse to be killing cops for no.
Well, see,
Not
no
all
one
cops are the
condemns
same.
Hold
Like,
on,
I think those
No one says that.
Will said it earlier.
No, don't
Violence
worry.
We don't make it
begets
seem, we don't want it to make it
violence.
seem
So
like
you
that.
don't want to
No,
deal with
but
Don't
violence.
make that as an
You
excuse
don't-
because
you
this man went and killed his. I mean, shot his girl
Right,
before
but he
and
was
made
a
it as
sicko.
oh because
That dude
but they usually right.
But y'all see, but they see how it feel though? See how it feel though?
Right.
You see how it feel and lose y'all own?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They need to leave us alone.
Right.
That's it, man,
But
because
they making it a black and white thing.
yeah, it's
but
not supposed to be a black and white thing.
Because if that's the case, the guy that shot those 2 cops, neither one of them were white.
Right.
So
Right,
what-
right.
that don't make sense.
That don't have anything
It
to
had
do
nothing
with
to do
it.
with what's going on. So
Nah,
when you
nothing.
shoot those 2 cops, that's being ignorant. That's like you got robbed by
That's what
one
I'm
black
saying,
dude,
that-
so now all black dudes are robbers. That's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah,
Right.
seeing
Right.
ignorant
And
things.
and you know what?
That's
Just because they wear a certain uniform
That's the same thing we
now.
going through. We being stereotyped.
That's
We
exactly.
got
stereotype
family, we got
cops.
family and
Oh, I got shot by a white cop. So
couple
all
of
white
people
cops.
that
are
are really good friends
same
with their
stereotype.
cops.
I have
Yeah,
family
yeah.
that's
Same
cops,
racism.
and they're not
I
those
don't want
type of
all
cops.
cops to die.
Right,
Nah, I
right.
don't either. I don't want no cops.
All
to
lives
die.
matter at the
I
end
just
of the
want
day.
them to stop
All lives
We
shooting
matter.
like we not.
and killing
Who
us.
are us to judge? Period. Anybody.
Right.
All lives matter.
All
Whether
lives
it's cops,
matter.
whether it's black people, white people, all lives
Green,
matter. Right.
blue, all lives
They
matter.
green. I think it's time for one of us to leave. Somebody gotta go. I ain't standing around no green people. But forget that. I don't like the green folks unless it's dollars in my
Dumb.
pocket. But I think for reasons of our children, this man said the smartest thing that
That's
needs
right,
to be
exactly.
done,
That was
man,
the jewel of the day.
is that we have to educate them to become politicians. Even though I don't like politics, I really don't.
That's how we're
I don't.
Because
But
we have no
That's-
power in politics.
yes, we do.
No, we don't, man.
We
Really.
do. Not
we
really.
don't, man.
We need to
But
get our people in there.
we need to get our
Well,
people
listen.
in there more. I mean, you're right.
More people in
You're
there.
right.
We really
You're
don't.
right. We really
Because
don't.
the agenda is the
The
agenda.
agenda.
We gotta
Right.
change the law. We gotta change the law.
We got to change the law. We have to start
And that
changing
starts
those
at
things.
home.
Well,
With
that's the
teaching our
first law we
kids
gotta
to
change.
be better.
We got to teach our kids when you walk out
To go
there,
out and wanna
this is
make
what
a
you gotta
difference.
think. Right.
A lot of those, you know, the racial, you know, the little clansmen and all, they got smart. So, you know, we can't do it like back in the day. So now we're gonna become cops and we're gonna enslave black men like that.
Right.
So they got smart. So we gotta get smart too.
And they
We gotta
took-
start studying law and figuring out how we can how we can make the system better. That's
And how they
we
covered
gotta
that
get
up.
in
Yeah,
there.
we gotta
get in
be a
there.
part of the
They're using
system.
their heads.
You have to become a part of the system in order to change the system. You're not gonna change the system from the outside.
by just standing there marching. I mean,
Right.
marching is
Back in the
good.
days that worked.
But back in the day that worked, but right
Now it's
now,
a different day. man.
now it's a different
day.
time.
They just gonna walk right by those
Right.
signs
They just-
and still go do what
Still gonna do what they're gonna do.
That's a
But
fact.
that's the wisest thing that we can do. We gotta educate our young ones, especially these cats that's out here. I mean, we all know what's going on out here. We all know about the situation with the gangs and whatever. We all know that. That's been going on for years. So
In our day.
little cat like that, those are the ones we gotta pull away from that. Because right now it's already in submission. It's already there. So the ones that we can get, those are the ones that we gotta grab. They're easier to influence. So those are the ones that we gotta grab out of there and say, listen, there is something better. You just gotta be patient with yourself. You understand? You gotta be patient. We gotta teach them that.
I would just like to say that it doesn't make it right. But I just think that us as people, we just gotta change because it is the way it is, and cops are getting away with so much. We gotta start with ourselves, and we just gotta change the way how we think and how we do things. Like, even though it's not right for them to come up to you and stop you out of nowhere and do what they do, stop. Just stop. You know, I'd rather see you tomorrow, you know, or you live another day than you to try to question their power. Because as you can see, they're getting away with it. So it's just about changing how you think and how you think about it, and go about it a different way, and go about it the right way. Do what they ask you to do, and then at the end, let me get your badge number. What's your name? The card. Try to take down as much information as you can, and then take it to a whole nother level. Unfortunately, you know, it's sad, but that's what it's looking like we gotta do. And that's my take on it. And that's my whole thing. I just want everybody just to change how they think and how they go about, you know, the situation, especially in our community, because we stay getting harassed all the time. We go through this every day. He's the owner of his own barbershop, and you know, you got the hoods, you got this, you got that, and they work. They get a check every day, and 9 times out of 10 they walk on the street and get stopped. But these are working men.
Yeah, but
You be in a healthy relationship and have social media at the same time.
You know, all your friends that are friends with you know that you're dealing with somebody.
So you think you should put pictures up and display your relationship
If you
on
with
social
somebody,
media?
if you're on there, yes. Yes.
Nah, that's diabetic.
I got you. You know I'm cute. You know I'm cute. I'm cute. I'm cute. So,
As far as I should have the same level of respect as well. You know what I'm saying? No, between us and between that, you know, I'm looking at your comments and stuff. You.
Alright, so our next topic is basically something, this originally came from something that happened on Facebook between Terrence and Wally.
if you have that power,
If you have power,
If
that's
you have
why
that power.
you got money now.
right?
Like you guys, come on, a lot of people, we're
Right,
talking
so
about
what they
almost
say-
billionaires.